Good morning, you guys. Alright, today is Friday morning, the 26th of September. We are heading westbound on the 60 freeway right now on the south side of Ontario. And we're going to be making a delivery today to the Key Distribution Center in Chino. Only about 2.5 miles from our exit. We're going to be getting off at the Euclid Avenue exit, which is also known as State Route 83. And then we'll be taking that straight down to the south. The east end of Key's building butts up right against Euclid. So, but we'll be kind of circling around to get into there. All right. It's been a while since I've been to that place. I remember going there at least once or twice with Cedar England back in the day, and then maybe a couple times with JCT as well. But I would say it's been easily at least a few years since I was last there. I actually had to go on Google and refresh myself on how it's all set up, like how to get in, what their process is, and all that. I've got a pretty good gist of how it's supposed to be done. So we'll get to that when we get to it. Anyway, this trailer, when I hooked it tonight, and there was a red tag on it for the right rear inner tire being flat. Now, mind you, the trailer was already sitting in the yard when I went home at the end of my previous shift. I went home about 2:30 p.m. Now, I went back on duty 2:30ish this morning. So it's been about good 12 hours. And I don't know how long that red tag's been on there, but it was still off. It was actually still flat. The tire was actually, the bead was unseated. And I also found looked like a nail or something in the tire. So, gonna have to get fixed, get replaced because it's too close to the shoulder. And so, why that didn't get fixed while it was sitting in the yard already, I don't know. I have doubts that it actually even got reported. Probably just somebody threw a tag on it, and I don't know. Okay, well, how's anyone else supposed to know that there's an issue with it? It's not due until 4 a.m., and the trailer was already sitting there before I even got back to the yard at 2:30 in the afternoon, so tells me, probably could have gotten fixed definitely could have been fixed while I was doing my 10-hour break. I don't know how long they'd been sitting there before I even got there. Oh well. Anyway, speaking about trailers, we have a driver in our Facebook group who pitched a bitch basically about our Houston drop yard. We had, if I remember reading right, I guess there were like 20 trailers sitting in the Houston drop yard. And I think I was left with the impression that none of them were full of fuel and washed out. And I think she said she even had to tag out 4 of them for having DVIR problems. Maintenance issues that needed to get fixed. So let's get this turn made real quick first. Okay, now I don't blame her for being frustrated in that case, but here's the thing that bothered me. She had made a mention that there was no excuse at all to bring the trailer into the yard with less than 3/4 fuel and dirty. Okay, I don't know about the Houston yard, but I can tell you my experience as a local driver running out of the San Bernardino drop yard. Alright, so my normal day does not end with me going in the sleeper berth and sleeping. My day normally ends with me driving my car home from work and doing a 10-hour break at home. And commuting back to the yard when it's time to go back on duty. So, because of that, I'm not technically supposed to be doing split SB. Now, what happens with split SB? Now, there have been a few occasions where, because customers, on their slowness. Okay, we're gonna be. I got 4 more miles to go to Bickmore Avenue. You motherfucker! Damn it! I can't stop. I tried, but that's no. I got a load of eggs. I'm not gonna be too rough on them damn things. So that's my bad there. I was under the impression that the speed limit here is like 55 or whatever, and I was only doing like 45. It should have been alright. Maybe I would have been okay, but yeah, had I kept my speed where it was originally at, I probably would have made it. Oh, it's 40 right here. Okay, that might explain something. Yeah, normally on higher speed limit areas, the yellow phase of traffic lights usually will be yellow for longer. They can be yellow for anything between 2 and 6 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. And they'll vary the length of the yellow based on how large the intersection is and what the speed limit is. Alright, anyway, going back though, I've had times where I don't have time to take the trailer anywhere but straight back to the yard. I mean, I had one time I went down to San Diego just not even maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I got held up down there. That was that Cisco. Yeah, when I went to Cisco in Poway, I think that was the one. They didn't leave me shit for time there. I mean, I was there for 8 hours, and by the time I got back to the yard, I had like maybe 10 minutes left on my 14-hour clock. Now, I do still have my ELD and the split SB rule set, because there are times where I actually do sleep in the truck. Mainly when I'm going up to like Sacramento or Tracy or somewhere. It does happen, but why do I keep driving so fast? It's a 40 zone. Right. And this guy's pulling out in front of me like, yeah, who gives a shit, dude? Why the hell would you do that, dumbass? You can't just freaking wait for me to go by, right? Oh, God. Anyway. Yeah, so, well, that one was a 2-bagger anyway, and that was only the first of 2 drops, but still. And I might be mixing up a couple of things there, too, because I thought there was another one where I actually went down to Otay Mesa, way down there by the Mexican border, and also had a case where, because of traffic, I couldn't get back to the yard quickly enough to where I could wash out the trailer and fuel it back up before coming back and bringing it back into the yard. Normally I would have, in fact, there we go again. Normally I wouldn't have even been dropping the trailer in the drop yard. We usually have a habit, if it's serviceable, and if we can get it washed out and filled up, we'll drop it in Colton at Walmart. I swear there should not be a 40 zone. But in that case, I did not have the luxury of time to work with. I do not do SB. I mean, if I'm ending my shift in the yard, I'm not going to do sleeper berth when my house is 40 miles away. And in order, if I have to extend my 14-hour clock to get back to the yard, it also means that I have to log sleeper berth, no ifs, ands, or buts, at the end of my shift to make the split legal. I don't make the rules, I just have to play by them. And I'll just say, just because I'm logging SB doesn't mean I'm actually in SB. sue me. I don't give a shit. I'm just not gonna sleep on my truck when I commute home. But due to these stupid technicalities, I have to at least pretend that like I'm actually in sleeper berth. So there are cases like that, or there are also cases where maybe I have to get on a 10-hour break as quickly as possible because my next load that I need to deliver, I don't have a lot of time to work with. Like yesterday, I made a delivery in where the hell did I go? Brea. Yeah, Albertsons of Brea. And while I was there, I got pre-planned onto this one. Okay, Rome, we're not too far away. And I had determined that because I was wanting to get back to the yard and on duty around 2-ish, maybe 2:30 in the morning, somewhere around that ballpark. And so that meant my drop dead time on when I had to be off duty at the end of my shift, my previous shift from the Albertsons delivery, was going to have to be no later than 1600, 1630, somewhere around there. And as it turned out, I actually did have time to work with to take care of it. I actually did wash out the trailer and top it off with fuel, but instead of taking it to Colton, I went ahead and took it back to the yard where it's still sitting now. But yeah, I mean, that's only because I knew that I had the time to work with. But there are times I don't have that kind of time. Even if I have a valid clock to work with, I have to get my mandatory 10-hour break started so I can have a clock for my next delivery. Again, I don't make the rules. I have to play by them. So, sue me if you don't like the fact that sometimes I'm going to drop a trailer that doesn't have as much fuel in it as even I would ideally like to put in it, and it's also not full of fuel. I mean, not washed out. It is what it is. To me, it's just take what's there. Just do your damn job. Quit whining. Just do your job. All right, we're gonna make a right turn on this next street over here. And I think the second driveway on the right will be our entrance. There's going to be a couple of, once we get onto the property, there's going to be a couple of lines in there. This guy's leaving or something, or... Sure what that guy's doing. Okay. Alright, so the other thing here is they don't want you showing up more than about 30 minutes before your appointment time. It's probably why these guys are here. In fact, if you do show up more than 30 minutes before, they are probably going to turn you away and tell you to go park in the center lane until your appointment time. This is the right, yeah. Yeah, it should be right. Okay, give me a couple of lanes over here. We're gonna go around to the other side of the building, through next gate, turn right, check in at stop sign. Yeah, now as I understand, if I recall, there's gonna be two lanes. I think the left side is the dry side, and the right side is the wet side, as you might call it, or reefer side. I'm gonna figure out what this Kihi truck's doing now. Looks like he's getting ready to drop it back into one of these spots here, so I'll have to wait for him. get my arrival call sent while I'm waiting for him. Make sure he's happy. Alright, yeah, he just signaled for me to go ahead and go by. Be a stop sign. I think it's up in the other corner. It's been a while since I've been here. Yeah, I want to say right where. Yeah, there it is. Let's see the stop sign up there at the corner, right before where the other truck is at. Kind of a goofy setup here. You'd think that they would have it go the opposite way, so you can. So it's easier to set up sight side because. The way they have it, you either have to do a U-turn somewhere or do a U-turn into a side setup, which most new OTR drivers don't seem to know how to do, or do a blindside backing. You guys know I have fun with blindsides, but I won't do blindside when adjacent spots are occupied usually, so. Okay. We are at the stop, so I'm going to go ahead and alright, let me get checked in and get ourselves a dock door. Alright guys, we checked in here. We got to send to door 26. Leave trailer doors closed and sealed. And after we get through docking in, we will check in at door 21, I assume with a lumper. Alright, this is 37 right here on the end. Okay, well, yeah, depending on what we're dealing with by our assigned door. I can see door 26 down that way. About 5 or so doors past, maybe roughly from where this guy's docking in. Okay, we're not going to have a good setup, so I'm either going to have to blindside or I might use this space over here to get myself turned around. So, yeah, I would probably opt for getting turned around if I can. I just don't know if even once this guy's docked in, I don't know if I'm going to have room to effectively turn around. As to the other option would be to back my trailer into that space over there. And then come back out facing this way, and then sight side into my door. Having a bit of difficulty, isn't he? You know what? It looks like I might have room to do a blindside. If I'm not mistaken, that black truck with the yellow stripes, I want to say he might be in 25. So I might be able to blindside into my door. A little bit quicker, and it's good practice. venture a guess this guy's not the most skilled backer in the world. I think you guys like blindsides too, so or the entertainment of watching them happen. So look, he's going all the way back. Makes me think that he's possibly going to go ahead and, I don't know, he might reset. I can't see. Yeah, 26 is right next to this black truck, so. Come on, dude. Come out like that right when I'm starting to set up. I'm swinging a little too wide. Yeah, I think I'm swinging too wide, so. Kind of cheating and using the camera to help, but I think I'm swinging them too wide still. But it's, come on, what are you doing, truck? Fucking move. Adjust my mirror. It's actually looking pretty good. Oh man, I might be right on the money there. Just get this damn truck to cooperate and creep all the way. Winner chicken dinner. I'm gonna go ahead and get it checked in now. Alright guys, we are done here. 7:43 in the morning right now. Probably could have been out of here about an hour ago actually, but had been a delay on getting the lumper fee paid, which was a little on the pricey side. 601.80 is what I paid on a comm check for it, and Hirschbach usually approves automatically up to 600, but since this was a little bit over 600, well, it was under, I think just a tad under 600, or right at 600 or something when I first yeah, if I'd paid by credit card or whatever, it would have been like, I think just barely under. You know what? I'm gonna wait on that car. Okay. I want to go this way because the traffic light. I want to be able to use to my advantage. Okay. Well, yeah. Between that and the fact I was also sleeping for probably about 45 minutes of it. I woke up and there were like 3 text messages that started at 6:15ish, and like, well, shit, it's like 7 o'clock now. Yeah. So that held it up a little bit, and then once I actually was awake trying to pay it, yeah, it's exceeding the authorized amount or whatever, and had to get help from the planner, which took a little bit more time, but we're done. Alright, I did get hit up to pick up a load in Valencia. That's over by Six Flags Magic Mountain, Santa Clarita area. Okay, JB Hut, if you're going to take that long, I'm not sitting here. However, I have to take this trailer back to the yard because of that flat tire, or that bad tire. And it turns out it did reseat, and I also found out that one of our other local drivers is actually the one who put the tag on it. He did report it to our road assist people, but either our road assist people didn't handle it in a timely enough manner, or our border tire, or our contractor who handles our tires there, maybe there was some kind of issue with them, too late in the day, or I don't know. Whatever the case was, it didn't get changed, so I'm going to take this trailer back, and I can't get this trailer back to the yard and then get a new trailer and back over there to Valencia on time. And on top of that, even if I were to get there on time, then there's the issue of, can I get it back to the yard on time before my clock runs out? Because then I got a 14-hour clock. I'm not supposed to be running split SB if I'm into my shift at the yard. Should not be. Split SB should really be avoided as much as possible. So I told the planner I can't guarantee I can make it there on time, and I can't guarantee I can get it back to the yard on before I turn into a pumpkin. So he ended up giving it to somebody else. All right. Otherwise, that's all I really have going on today. I don't know. I still have time to do some Colton shuttles and stuff and whatever, but we'll see how that goes. And otherwise, you guys have a good weekend, right? Enjoy.